Hey, True Believers, Englentine here, and I've got another batch of new comic book reviews. As you can see, these are the ones we're doing. Static, Detective Comics, Black Widow, number 7, Nuclear Family, number 4. Yes, I'm going to be talking about what I've got here on the headline and everything. I'm going to get used to pointing everything out and trying to hide my tits. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to this because I really got a lot to say about Static. So kick back, relax, let's get through this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and a little bit surprising, to tell you the truth. So here we go. So I know that I talk about the covers a lot, especially on new books, but the thing is, I think I've seen this one before. And it's on every other comic book that's ever featured Static. So, not bad. It's not a bad cover, don't get me wrong. It's just not the most original for the character either. Okay, so here's the thing, and let me explain. I guess I've got to tell you right here. I read that Milestone book, and if you remember, it was Milestone, it was the other side of the DC history of Mr. Miracle, that sent me off on a huge rant about how DC Comics has just gotten so racist with their, oh my gosh, they try to be so woke that they end up overshooting into racism. And that was the introduction to Static in the Milestone Returns. And then I read this, and not only is it a regular comic book, it's not bad. It has none of what was in that Milestone Returns 0. I mean, you know, it's got, of course, the same characters and everything, and in this case, it's really Virgil trying to handle and take care of, and what does he do about the fact that a lot of people, the last time they saw him, he was pretty much going to kill a guy. And this is the aftermath. And I'm glad they actually show that he's worried. He's not, though, and here's the big problem, worried about his actions as much as how those actions were perceived by his friends. And I think there should be a little bit more digging into the person of who he is. You know, if he shows that he really was scared about the fact that he was going to kill a kid, I think that would be a much deeper, better story to tell. That's just me, though. What we got here, though, like I said, it's a normal comic book. We get to meet all the side characters. We get to meet the characters we're going to be going on this journey with, and that's good. Everybody seems to be well-rounded. Nobody's just a caricature, and that's definitely more than what we got in the Milestone Returns 0 book. I'm telling you, DC was punking us with that crap. At least as far as this first issue is concerned. Hopefully it keeps up this quality, because we saw how bad it could be if they do go down that particular alley. Hopefully, maybe, I doubt it, but, you know, I always wait for the next shoe to drop. But for right now, issue number 1, Static, not too shabby. Alrighty, so I keep saying that I'm going to stop buying Detective Comics, and this is it. This was the straw that broke the camel's back, as they say. I don't think I'm going to pay for Batman anymore. Mainly because they refuse to have Batman in the books. Seriously. Whatever this is, it seems like... okay, so I know that Tynion says, okay, well, we're going to bring Batman to his roots. We're going to bring Batman to his origins and such. We want to strip him of the gadgets and show the man behind. But you're not showing Batman. There's no determination here. This is a guy who is in... I mean, he said strip him. I thought it was going to be a guy who is ripped to his core to where he has to build himself back up. What we're seeing here is Batman Year One. This guy's naive. This guy is not intimidating. This guy has no reputation that makes people go, holy it's the Batman. He's more broken now than anything that Deacon Blackfire's done. He's more broken now than anything that has been done to him by Bane. DC Comics, Tynion, Tom King, Future State, all of this broke the Bat. And unfortunately, he's the main character, gang. I know Superman's the hero you wish DC Comics was, but unfortunately Batman is the hero that DC Comics actually is, and he hasn't been seen for years. Sorry, that's a rant for a whole other video, but right here what we get is a Lady Clayface shows up at his apartment. Huntress is hunting her down. She's actually not intimidated by the Batman at all. She puts her crossbow on him, just tries to badmouth them. They're hunting Lady Clayface and everything, and this would be so good if the story around it was just a little bit better and we actually had better characterization. I was excited to see the Huntress in the story. I like the Huntress as a side character anyway, but unfortunately, as I said, the writing and how they're treating the Batman just kind of, I don't know, it just leaves me flat. There's nothing exciting, nothing daring going on right now in the books. I figured, what the heck, let's check in with Black Widow. In all honesty, I haven't read a Black Widow comic since issue 3, I think. So I'm 4 issues past, and I know that the big, there was big reveals and all that kind of stuff. So I said, alrighty, this is the first chapter of the next story. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if Kelly Thompson is treating her right. Venkman, by the way, speaks very highly of the Black Widow book, so I pick it up. And it's basically her and Yelena arguing and talking about what to do with the little girl. This is not chapter 1 of the next story as it is chapter 7 of the first one. Like, this is aftermath right here. And I gotta tell you, I kind of felt lost on this one. You know, not so much like I couldn't follow it. I'm smart enough to read and go, okay, yeah, that's what happened. This is where they're going and all that. But I couldn't follow it emotionally. Like, there was no ties to it because I didn't see what was going on. I don't really know the kid. I don't know the relationships that are going on here. So I can't say that this is the best jumping on point, even though they say, hey, chapter 1 of the next story. No, it really isn't. And I think that's kind of a sad thing. I do believe in Stan Lee's, you got to treat every comic like it's somebody's first. And while, yeah, they gave some information here and there, there just wasn't anything emotionally to tie into, because damn near every bit of dialogue, not all of it, but a lot of the dialogue is based on things that have you not read the last 6 issues, you have nothing to tie yourself to. Oh my gosh, this girl is sad. Well, why? If you followed, you would know. Otherwise, you're just seeing generic girl A talk to generic girl B about generic girl C. Look, art-wise, it's pretty good. And maybe if I did read 1 through 6 all the way through, I would have felt a little bit more emotionally attached. But unfortunately, as it stands, it's a pretty book with not a lot to say for itself. All right, finally we get to Nuclear Family number 4. I've been following this book. Stephanie Phillips is a decent writer, so I've been glomming. We get this family who is thrown into the future and maybe what seems to be an alternate universe even. And in this one, they're kind of confronting their captors here, and they're seeing them do these medical experiments, and what the army here is trying to do is to create a soldier that can go out in the irradiated wasteland and survive. But of course, they're creating zombies. And I'm like, oh, okay, look, I'm not one of those who are like, oh, zombies are dead. Well, they are. But, you know, I'm not one of those who kind of say, okay, since it's a zombie story, I think it's bad, because anything can be good if the writing is done well. I'm just kind of sad to see it go in this direction, because even though I do agree you can make a good zombie story, zombies aren't exactly the most original thing these days. While I was thinking everything leading up to issue number 4 was actually a very original story. So it kind of disappointed me that we were steering into that direction. I'm still following it. I mean, yeah, heck, it's 4 issues in. I don't know if this is a miniseries or not, but it can't be like a 42. If it's an ongoing, okay, we'll see. But as it stands, it's still exciting. It's still fine. It's still got good dialogue, good art. So I'm all in. I really am, at this point in time anyway. I just kind of, there was so many places it could have gone with the time travel, with the different dimensions, with people knowing but not knowing everybody. There's some bigger mystery going on, throwing zombies into the mix. You know, there's just so many ways you could have gone. You didn't need that for the dramatic tension. There was so much more dramatic tension and so many more different stories to take advantage of and to explore. Like I said, I don't hate it. I'm not mad or anything. I'm just kind of disappointed that they went the easy route. So as always, I kind of line them up. What's the worst? What's the, worst to best here? And I got to go with Black Widow on this one. Like I said, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad. It's just part 7. And I had no emotional tie to it. So I read the words. I saw the picture. I just didn't connect with it. After that, goodness, for as much as I badmouth Batman, I've got to go with Nuclear Family this time. Once again, and that's more because of my expectations of the story versus what I got. And I know that's not always fair, but what you going to do? Then I'm going to go Batman. Entertaining, but I don't know. I think I'm done. And then, of course, the best is, this way. Static #1. That surprised me. Hopefully they keep up that quality, though. There you go. What do you think? That's my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Actually, just comment. That helps out the algorithm. Definitely could use a hello, how are you kind of thing. Also, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, though, hit those notification bells, because that's what YouTube really cares about these days. And if you don't mind helping out the channel financially, go on over to Patreon or Ko-Fi. Links in the description below. Drop $1 in the till. You can do that on Ko-Fi. It's a little tip. Hey, I like your work. Here's $1. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.